different people in Japan and studio apartments. So we were on tour last year in Japan, and we had a number of iTunes song in Japan last year, and they're house music act. And so there's there's a huge electronic scene, and there's a huge hip hop scene, but they're not the same thing. They're very different. And the hip hop there is very similar to hip hop here, but they want it in Japanese. They really do. They have their very own. There's a Japanese music scene and there's a foreign music scene, and they split them very, very separately. So the Japanese music scene now is big in Japan. Foreign music is not that big in Japan. Currently. Right? So.
What are the pros and cons of teaching English?
I would say boredom, probably. Teaching English, the cons. You're probably going to get bored pretty fast with it. The cons is it's steady income, and it'll allow you to go travel and learn about Japan and be immersed in the culture and meet people, make friends.
Okay.
But my friends who teach, they just say they just get bored after about 5-6 months of it.
Why?
It's repetitious. This is a pen, right? And then this is a book. And then you come back to the next class and you go, they don't even know what the pen is now. Yeah, they come once a month, They go.
I would think that that's the same for anybody learning a language.
Go teach English in Japan for a while. It's a different, it's a different kind of thinking that makes it. They are very ethnocentric, and like I said, they're very insulated. Learning English is more of a hobby than actually a skill that they hope to get. Because they're probably never going to speak English, but they just want to sit with you and they go, oh wow, I'd like to hang out with her. I'll pay you $30 an hour to hang out with you and talk about a pen. That's really true. Right?
But it's steady income, right?
Steady income's a good thing, right? And like a lot of my friends, some of them make pretty good money teaching English. And then if you're 21 years old, you just finished your degree and you're making $2,500 a month teaching English, and some private students, you bump that up to $3 grand a month. It's not bad, right? If you're like a kid, that's great. I think, right? You're 21, that's great. And you're in another country, you get your own place.
Is it easy work?
I'm not an English teacher. My friends who teach English have told me that it's technically an easy job, but it's trying because it's monotonous, and you got to keep doing this, for 8 hours a day.
I'm not sure if you mentioned this at the beginning, but how did you decide to move? How is it?
I'm Canadian, so I was still in university, and I got the working holiday visa to go to Japan.
Did you start working directly with music, or was that something that just came later? Or?
I went over there on purpose because the music scene was kind of booming over there. There was a lot of things going on there. The production companies had budgets, and my musician friends at the university told me about it. And they said, go over there. And then when you're a teenager in university, it's very attractive to get a 1-year visa from the Canadian government to just go work and live in Japan. So that's how I got involved in that situation.
My aunt is a little confused. I actually, they Tokugawa book movies have one, and I've looked over some of the casts of it, and they are a very public concerning people. Like in America, when you go out and get involved with the public, a little bit more for yourself.
Yeah.
For them is that, for example, for the tsunami that happened, there was no panicking on the streets, or at least not that much panicking. They were standing calmly in lines, and they were going, to get some water for long periods of time. They were calm, because they did ones that it's something that sometimes happens and they're prepared a little for it. And, but now my question is this, with the rising of technology, they are very strict people by keeping up to their original traditions.
Yeah.
But with technology, is that kind of conflict that? Are they still trying to stick to their roots more, or are they starting to get more involved with the modern technology advancements?
Yeah, my friends in Japan, my friends who are in their 30s or under 30, over 40 friends, generally have a very strong sense of identity of what it is to be Japanese But I would say people from the mid-30s down are having a real confusion over what it is to be Japanese nowadays, because they're caught between a whole bunch of different worlds. And there's a huge Western influence, yet they're not Western. They're influenced heavily by our cultures, but yet they can't be like us. They have to be Japanese. So what you'll find now, and what my friends always talk about, is there's a lot of confusion right now over what it is to be Japanese, how we fit into this new world. The job scene for them, like I said, is shrinking. Their dads had these, jobs, post World War II jobs where they work like 12 hours a day, salaryman, and they make money and they bought homes. And now these kids are all working out like them, which is part-time jobs. They're all working part-time jobs. You can see a 40-year-old with 2 kids, and he'll have 3 part-time jobs. And that's kind of how America's going too, actually. Kind of like that. The middle class is shrinking. So it's in a flux, a state of flux. In the past 5-6 years, it's changed a lot. So you'll find that there's just a little bit of unsureness in society right now, what it is to be Japanese.
They're trying very hard, but then
they're trying to internationalize. They really are. They're really making some kind of effort to be more international.
My additional comment again, just my opinion, but from what I saw 30 years ago versus currently, in a way their economy is still the way ours was 30 years ago. In other words, if you wanted to get into the corporate, a company in corporate, you had pretty good prospects for long-term employment if you wanted it, and you had an entry-level job such as the mailroom, and work your way up kind of a thing. Japan still has a lot of that, but they're losing it because, in part, because of the economy and the Western stuff. So if you're a beginning employee in Japan, you can still find those jobs, but I imagine that eventually they're going to go away, just like they did over here.
Yeah, it's really true. It's sad, but it's true. It's exactly what's going on. We have time for a few more questions before we shut it down.
What recommendation would you recommend as a tourist going over there visiting?
It really depends on what you want to see.
Just like a week, you travel for a week and there are places to go, things to do.
Well, there's direct flights to Haneda. Haneda is in the city, Tokyo City. It's on Tokyo Bay, and it's a new airport. And before Narita it's 2 hours west of Tokyo, which is a total pain in the ass to get to. It'll take you 4 hours to get into the city, and that's a long train ride. So if you fly into Haneda Airport now, I would say book a ticket straight into Haneda, stay 4 days in Tokyo, and see what Tokyo has to offer. Then take the bullet train down to Osaka, Kyoto, Nara, and that's it. That's a perfect trip. That's what my mom and dad did when they got now. So it's like that's.
I'm wondering, is there sort of like here in America where each state, each county has its own sort of subculture and it's very drastically sort of different from each other. I was wondering, do they have anything sort of similar? I've heard that Osakans tend to be a bit different than those from Tokyo. I was wondering about maybe what the contrasts are and what Osaka is like versus Tokyo.
I like Osaka better than Tokyo in terms of the people. People in Osaka are very friendly. They're very outgoing. They're very, very different from people. I mean, Osaka man and Kyojungo, which everybody speaks in Tokyo, Osaka man is very different language. Osaka people they're just like, they're out. They're very, very friendly. And people in Tokyo are all like very, very inward, quiet. But it's a dramatic difference. The people from Okinawa are very different. People from Tohoku in the north. So yeah, regionally people change a lot in Japan. People in Japan and Tokyo are very different than other people for sure.
So also is Osaka cheaper than Tokyo by much?
Yeah, it's a little bit, not much, but
Not
it's
much.
cheaper. Yeah.
I have some questions about the food. It's obviously different because in America, it's what I call American version, like for example Chinese food is much different than what in China because they mostly eat vegetables over there. Japan, the food, like they have different brands of rice, they have different kinds of fishes, and there's different places to buy all this stuff. And what's the biggest noticeable difference? Like for example, if you eat a bowl of rice here, or you try to eat it as a traditional meal here,
A Japanese tradition?
a Japanese traditional meal here, and compare it to eating the one that's over there. you can tell some differences, right? Because obviously where they're grown with the environment, it does the ingredients.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference, but you know what? California has a very similar environment for anyways. So you get like very high quality produce and fish here, almost better than Japan. Yeah, I would say because the amount of space that they have to grow, they have to rotate their crops within that same space. Like an organic carrot in Japan will cost you $2. A carrot will cost you $2. If you have a thick carrot, that's $2. You know, an apple can cost you a $9 organic apple. There's nothing, you know, you see it all the time. So they've got limited space, and the food is good because they know how to prepare it. But the quality of ingredients in California, in my opinion, is very high. So you can get pretty similar. A good Japanese restaurant here, which I went with the Japanese friends after this to go to eat, is very good. You know, the fish is extremely good here, and they're brewing their own sake here in California. I'd say it's just as good. But, yeah,
Actually, a lot of food is actually American. California ships a good half of the rice that Japan eats.
is it half the rice really? Okay.
Yeah, half the Japanese comes from there.
I didn't know that. A lot of it's coming over from Thailand and China as well. So.
Yeah, so
You talk about as opposed to here, you would like go out. I'm not sure if you know anything about like the arcade scene or like
The arcade scene?
yeah, where like basically like whether it's gonna be like fighting games or racing games or rhythm games, things like a Taito arcade or a Sega arcade or something like that.
You mean Rhythm Mania and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, or like what what the size of the arcades are, what people do, or what the kind of.
oh, you mean like is the arcade scene still alive?
Yeah, I suppose that's a better question.
Yeah, it's huge. Arcade scene's huge, and pachinko is huge in Japan as well. I'm not sure if you guys know what pachinko is.
Yeah.
Well, pachinko is huge, and like I do tracks for pachinko makers. I do a lot of tracks for Konami and Sega, like Rhythm Mania and Drum Mania. I do write music for them and sing on different tracks like that. So I'm involved with that. It's a huge scene. I mean, entertainment in Japan is king. People pay for entertainment. People have no problem if people are going out doing karaoke. If the karaoke boxes, you have to sometimes get a reservation because that's what people do. You know, they want to go out and they want entertainment and they consume. When you get to Tokyo, it'll be very obvious how much people consume because they're constantly out involved. They want to go to arcades, they want to go here, they want to do things. So yeah, it's big.
I love the arcades. I was wondering what do you think it is the difference between Japanese culture and American culture that arcades here died off, but over there they're still huge, massively huge over there still.
I think it's social. People here, like I said, since I've been living here in America, it seems people want to go home and do something. People don't, it's not like so communal. It's like you have to drive to go somewhere. You have to make an effort to go out. In Japan, you get on the train and you meet in Shibuya. So everybody, it's very social. People are coming together, being very social. So they want to eat together, they want to drink, they want to have coffee. It's social hubs. You have your local shotengai at every station. It has everything you need. Your local arcade, your local pub, your local cafe, and everybody gathers there. So it's a social thing. Really.
What's the internet gaming situation like over there? Because I mean, I've seen that with my own kids where their interests have changed from like going to arcades and doing things like that, where now they're just as happy to be at home in their own room, plugged into their computers and gaming away.
Yeah, I mean, the gaming scene there is a little bit different. I mean, casual games are getting more popular because people generally have Androids. It's an Android market, Android game market in Japan. iPhones are not that as common as Androids. There's a really big Android market there. But the social aspect is very important in Japan because you live in cramped quarters. You want to get out of the house. So people want to get out and do something, and that's why they generally make it a point to get out, take an English lesson, go to the arcade. And I think I have time for 2 more questions. That's it.
I have a question I just asked. Where exactly in Japan is the anime fields?
Where is it? In Tokyo, almost everything is based in Tokyo. If you go down to like Aoyama area and Kita Aoyama and Minami Aoyama, it's like this. It's almost uptown Japan. All the record labels, publishers, game companies, Capcom, Bandai, Gonzo, they're all basically in that area of Tokyo. I'm telling you, Tokyo, around Shibuya, that area. Excuse me, hold this up. So I get time for one more question.
How's the mood there after the earthquake and the radiation? How's the mood?
I left, I literally flew to Japan 24 hours before the earthquake hit. So I flew out of there in March, and I was doing some work for a production company there. And when I left, there was a lot of a panic. People don't show it, but they express it, in their voice, and then the emails that I was getting. There's a lot of uncertainty and panic, and Tokyo was a 7.4, which is not something to take lightly. It's a pretty heavy earthquake in Tokyo too. So the mood is improving. It's definitely, I've been waiting to see how things will pan out, and definitely the mood is improving in Tokyo and Japan in general. People feel more optimistic. Anything else?
I'm just curious, after being there for so long, how was it for you to adjust when you came back? Was it quite the shock as well?
Yeah, it's a big shock coming back here, actually. Yeah, it's interesting for me anyway, talking to my friends here, that everybody's very individualistic in North America. Working as a team with people is actually quite challenging here, because everybody has their own opinion on how things are to be done.
Do you have like a sense of Japanese identity that you brought back with you?
Yes, very much so. Half my life in Japan, I relate very much so with Japanese, and how that spirit of not complaining but getting things done and learning to work together, with people on things. And I think I brought that back. My other friends who've lived there for a long time have that same kind of feeling. It's a different way of handling everything. It's trying to do everything without having conflict. Avoiding conflict is basically